So we recently announced a brand new OLED that many of you probably don't even know about.
It's not RGB, is it?
We are the newness, John. We are live.
Yes.
Right? Okay, Larry, take us away. That means speak.
If I sit here awkwardly, maybe okay. Welcome to After Hours Support, Sony After Hours Support. I am Larry, and this is
Derek. Hey, everybody,
see
welcome.
See how weird that is?
That is very weird.
You understand?
Throwing everything off.
And for those of y'all who are just joining us or joining us for the first time, what we like to do here is spend some time actually hanging out with a really cool community. But on top of that, if you have any concerns, challenges, or looking for some helpful hints on how to get the best out of your Sony products, well, you've come to the right place. Derek literally knows everything, and I am here just for comic relief.
Yeah, that's not true. But collectively, we do our best to offer any sort of support that you might need. So please let us know in the comments if there's anything we can try to help with. The other side of that, though, too, really is going to be we actually aren't technically support people, but we are connecting to...
Don't tell them that.
Well, here's what we do, because we know a lot of things. We want to share our knowledge that we do have, and especially anybody who on a whim, hey, I've got a question. Let's see if we can help you get an answer. At the very least, we will share feedback and questions with the smarter people upstairs. Well, they've all gone home. But we will share that and get information for you as well, or help you guide you to the right place.
Yeah, and the cool thing to also mention is, to be clear, we're based in the U.S. and we work for Sony North America.
Good call.
Although we always do our best to try to help anyone that has any questions globally, but it is very important if you put any comments or any questions in there to specify your region or country, because it helps us be able to know, because there are some differences in how things happen, and we may not have all the answers. So,
yes, absolutely. So quick shout out to a lot of friendly names that we see in here a lot. Will, we were only a little bit late, and
what was the over-under on that, though?
I don't know.
It's usually 5 minutes.
It was John's fault this time.
Yeah.
It wasn't Larry this time. It was John's fault this time.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you nonetheless, John. Thank you. So Will, Ronan, Michael Beckerman, Pete. Let's see. Wow, my eyes went weird here. Joey B is with us too. Daz Ranieri's with us. I love it. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll kind of open it up to some questions that you guys have, and we can start to answer what's in there. But we got some other things we want to talk about too.
Yeah, but
you got really excited about something.
Yeah,
right there.
because this is something I'm going to throw your way.
Okay.
I probably just skipped the line, but that's okay. Jesse X. My AIBO won't get on his charger independently. I have to tell him every time I've had him a few weeks, and I've had him a few weeks. Derek, you've spent a lot of time.
I have spent some time with AIBO.
Yes.
And here's the thing that makes some of the questions a little bit tricky to answer, because oftentimes when people are like, why doesn't AIBO do the thing I want it to do, is because it's actually working exactly as it's intended, which sounds so strange, but being that it is an AI, it does have to learn what it's supposed to do, and sometimes it does take a while. You can go into the AIBO community website if you want to learn a little bit more about maybe helping to guide it a little bit better to better teach it. Maybe it might be having an issue with identifying where the charger is. There are some certain specifications that they recommend to help it easier for AIBO to find it. If you do continue to have issues or challenges with that, you can always reach out to Sony support for your region, which again, for everybody who does have an issue that maybe you've had for a while, because sometimes we do hear that, had this issue for a year, it's frustrating. Please contact Sony support if there's something that you think that they might be able to help with. But that said, AIBO is a very, very unique device that is absolutely incredible. I don't want to say device. It is a...
It's a dog.
It is a robotic puppy.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely incredible, but it does have a lot to learn, and sometimes it does take time. So
actually answered that way better than I thought you would.
Thank you for having faith in me to do that.
No.
Well,
I'm
I see
just
where I
saying.
rank. Okay.
Nah, I'm just saying. I was actually impressed. No. Okay.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Confidence there.
AIBO was not like the thing I thought. Like, I know you've spent a ton of time with AIBO. You guys should go check out Derek's AIBO video. It's still on our channel. Just
there's a
scroll.
couple of them.
Yeah.
But that was one of the things that when I first started doing some of the videos, and they're like, okay, here's this new update. You know, capture the B-roll for it. I'm like, it's not doing it. You have to teach it. I'm like, I got to do the video in a week. So it got a little complicated to do that. But there's some really cool stuff. Anybody who has an AIBO, definitely check out the AIBO community. I think it's AIBOcommunity.com. I'm pretty sure is what that is. Tons of awesome stuff there. Other fans and users and a lot of good information out there.
Okay. A couple of other things. I see Daz is calling out some new gear that's going to be announcing pretty soon. Really excited about that. So
That's right. They got a little teaser thing or something on there.
Yeah,
don't they?
there's something. I was hesitant to just...
So make sure you tune
go
in
too
that.
far.
Check it out.
Yeah. When is that? Tomorrow?
Yes.
It's tomorrow?
Yes.
John confirmed tomorrow?
Oh,
Look
at
there it is.
him. He got it ready.
Tomorrow.
There you go, John. I love it.
Maybe
that's why we were late.
Before. Yeah.
He's getting that ready.
Also, Robert, Mr. Value Electronics himself. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yes, good to have you
for
back.
Always supporting. Good to see you. Will has a question for you, Derek.
No way.
Any feedback from the Sony techies from last week's show questions that came up? You said you would try to see if you could get any answers.
Yes.
Yeah, literally, Derek hasn't spoken to me for at least a couple of hours, I think now, which is, I don't know if he did it intentionally or not, but I think he was pecking away at his laptop. So that's
let me see if there's any updates to it, because I built a handy dandy spreadsheet that's so amazing to keep track of all these things that we keep getting in here. A lot of these questions, it's shared with some of the teams so they actually see when I add stuff to it, and they can go and add some answers to some of the questions that we get. There was a lot of information that is basically being communicated with the engineering team. So there's no specific answer at this time, but let me double check and see if anything has been added or changed at this time. There really wasn't too much. A lot of it was like, let's take this information, let's share it with the engineering team and do some digging to actually find a better answer. But to check, let's see. So there was a question about the availability of the smooth gradation option on the BRAVIA 8. And ultimately it comes down to this, that even though, and this I know sometimes has come up, I think we've talked about it a couple times, how the processor name has not changed over the past couple years, but its functionality does change, oftentimes based on what the needs are for that particular model and the panel technology.
correct.
And in this case too, even though it doesn't have that particular feature within the UI, it still works within the specifications of what we are intending to do with that particular panel. So we do an incredible job with smooth gradation with that setup. It just doesn't have an actual UI slider for it.
Right.
I don't know if it wasn't a slider. It was just a toggle between the different options. High, low, mid, maybe.
Off. High, low, off,
Something.
mid, something.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but ultimately, the TV is in the spec that they intended it to be, and that's where they have it. But great question, though. That's actually the only one I have a definitive answer for. So the other ones we do still have out there in the wild. Granted, we did that Thursday afternoon,
Which is pretty good.
and then it went
in this
to a
short amount of time.
Friday weekend, and now we're Monday. So
And we're on a plane most of the day today.
true.
So
That's true.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So obviously, Will, keep with us, and as things go, I know you will not forget to bring those things up. So I appreciate that. So keep them coming.
Absolutely. Chris, it's been a long time since I've joined.
I haven't seen you in here in a while. Good to have you back.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Getting G-Man too.
Here's another one for you, Sir Holmes. eARC setting auto reduces picture quality? That's a question. Okay. Why also volume is really low on auto? Why? So, do you want to talk? Let's discuss. Let's discuss eARC settings.
Okay.
Auto. That was for you.
That's for me. I've never heard these in reference to each other.
Right.
There should be no, to my full understanding of the tech, there should be no degradation of picture quality utilizing eARC.
Yeah.
The bandwidth capability of HDMI cables is such that it can support a signal as well as the audio needs, which is the purpose of what eARC was, because it was actually something that had to be updated with cables that supported it in order to handle that amount of information going both ways. Right. So there should be no change in the picture quality.
I'm gonna make up something here. I'm just gonna take a flyer on this.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's totally official. All right.
Yeah. So when you talk about eARC, but then you talk about picture quality, right? I'm gonna assume we're talking maybe not eARC specifically, maybe HDMI settings. Let's just take a chance on that.
Okay.
Okay. And within HDMI settings, especially the TVs that support HDMI 2.1, you have standard, you have enhanced, right, which supports VRR and ALLM. And again, depending on which model you have. And some of them had a different one for enhanced for Dolby Vision. Again, depends on which model. There does exist a scenario, I hope I'm saying this correct, where you have them set to enhanced, but you have low bandwidth source if you're connected in. Not a TV. I'm gonna go real wild. Let's say you have a DVD player plugged in. Okay. An upscaling DVD player with HDMI, but you have the port set to enhance. You can have some suspect results, right?
That's true.
Because it's looking for this, and it's getting this, which doesn't. Was that weird?
That was the most amazing example.
Did it work?
No, I didn't get it at all.
Half of my stuff doesn't work, but half of it does. So anyway, no, but in all honesty, sometimes that happens. But but if you can add some more details to that, like because I just want to take a chance to try to take a shot at it. But if you can add some additional detail to that, what are you connecting to it? What are you watching? What's the source material? What's your experience? That whatever you can do to help us, maybe we can try to get more information in the statement, but I just didn't want to ignore it.
Yeah, and also regarding the question of why also the volume is really low on auto, I've not experienced that myself, and that may be determined by what devices are connected in that circumstance. A good recommendation to follow, and I know a lot of people skip this, that first time you plug in a device into a Sony TV and you power it on, there's a little notification that pops up in the top right. It says, do you want to set up this device? And you can say, nah, I'm good. Yeah. Or you can let it do it. Now, here's the reason why that happens.
Okay.
If you allow it to do it, which we do recommend, it will identify what are the capabilities of that device to then auto switch that HDMI to enhanced or whatever it happens to be. That can kind of help with some of those things too. So if that doesn't really answer your question, feel free to send us an email as well. That is pinned, I believe, John. Yes. I trust it. Oh, it's actually at the bottom of the screen. I didn't even know that. That's amazing. Yeah. Over there, at the bottom. Down there. Ah! Well, it's coming back. So feel free to send us an email, and we'll try to do our best to offer some support there as well.
Also pinned at the top of the chat.
There we go. First of all, is this new? I'm keeping up with questions.
Ghost is with us. Hey, what's up?
Normally, I don't keep up with questions.
Yeah, sorry. I'm seeing a lot of names.
Yeah. So, Getty G-Man. Throwing Derek under the bus. Derek was supposed to test this.
Okay.
Is it? No, I'm reading this question. You better you hang on. Is it possible to combine a BRAVIA Theater U and the WH-1000X Mark VI? Ding. Oh, we don't have the sound effect.
One more time.
Ding. Okay. Can you fix that in post? Yeah. Okay. So I get back to the question. Is it possible to combine a BRAVIA Theater U and WHM6 to watch on the BRAVIA 8 Mark II?
So here's where we stand right now with this. I want to still try that, and I'll tell you why I could not do that test, even though I don't have an 8 Mark II. However, so with the basic of just having a Theater U and the 1000X Mark VIs, no. Because you would pair one or the other, and you wouldn't be able to use them simultaneously. Correct. The Theater U does offer the ability to pair a second Theater U, but it kind of relays off the first. So you're still only have that one connection to the TV. The 1000X Mark 6s don't allow that connection. Now, when we talked about it a while ago, and I failed. I want to apologize to every single one of you.
Good.
I did fail. Now, here's why I failed. So I have. No, I didn't get out in time.
Oh, don't leave me to tell you how Derek failed.
Yeah. I'm sure you'd be happy to. No, it's good. So I have an A95L, but I also have the NS7 with the adapter. The WLA NS7, I believe, is what the adapter model number is. I do not have an adapter for digital audio or Toslink.
Okay.
So I could not test
fair.
it.
That's fair.
So
That's fair.
Yeah.
You get a pass on that.
So I will try to find that out, though, because I'm legitimately interested in trying to figure out, see how that would work.
And to clarify, the workaround that we're trying to confirm is that traditionally, audio that's played through the optical port is quote unquote always live. And we're trying to see if you use the WLA NS7 adapter, which connects to the optical port, that connects to an external device via Bluetooth. If you can connect to, let's say, your Theater U to that, and then the WHM6 to the TV, would you be able to hear them both at the same time? But here's something really important. If we get to that step, and let's say it does work, there's a setting in the menu that you have to activate that port to turn audio on to that port. It is not on by default. So I am afraid to see if the other TV is connected, or I would show people where it is. I just don't know if we have the feed going to our demo TV.
Yeah, the home screen.
Oh, can you show me real quick? Let me see if I can roughly do this. Okay, let me quickly navigate over so I can get past things that I shouldn't be showing. Okay, here we go. All right. So if you go picture and sound, and then you scroll down to...
You want to give context of what model this is?
Yes, this is the A95L. You see where it says Optical Digital Audio Output Settings. You click there, you have to toggle this on or make sure that this is on, okay? If this is turned off, because it is a dual purpose port, if this is turned off, you're not getting a digital optical audio feed.
Yeah, it misleads people because when you think optical, you think the traditional optical glowing red little port, but this is a 3.5 millimeter jack.
Correct.
So,
correct.
But specified to something different.
Cool. You got to make sure that's on. Thanks, John.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
I just need that adapter to connect it.
Yep.
So
there we go.
I need to figure that out. But
perfect.
Yes.
That's good. Okay. What else do we have?
Shouting out Victor Mora as well and Pete Randazzo. And we got a couple questions too that, Kevin Boynton as well. Let me see. What was the question I saw? Daz has a question that we can roughly touch on. We don't really do this, but does the more expensive HDMI cables give better picture quality, or is it just the same as buying a cheaper HDMI cable? Wasn't sure. So in my days of selling cables, which I don't do anymore, there is, to a degree, there is going to be kind of a point where most people will start to not see the difference. There's also a lot of factors as like how you are wiring stuff, because a lot of what these special cables will do is kind of insulate, they'll eliminate crosstalk and all these things to help clean up the signal and help minimize interference is ultimately what they do. They don't make it better. They just minimize the degradation as the signal goes. Shorter is better, all these things. Realistically, a lot of people will never really see the difference, but I do still recommend that you still get a certified cable rather than a too cheap of a cable, because you'll usually get, they're a little bit more sturdier. They'll give you a little bit more quality. You're more guaranteed to get the bandwidth you're expected to get versus a really cheap one that you see.
I'm glad you took the technical approach. I had I'm just gonna add something. Just literally looking at the question, does the more expensive HDMI cables get better picture quality? Not all expensive HDMI cables are great.
That's also true.
There may possibly be expensive cables that are just expensive.
That's true.
Right? So do your research.
Do research. And I know it's a lot harder to do nowadays. Where I worked, we actually did have some stuff hooked up with different cables. It was easiest to hear the difference versus see the difference. But I don't know if that's easy to do nowadays in some of the retail spaces. But you can check it out.
It's good stuff.
Let's see.
I like it.
All right, where are we at now? Victor added some good insight on that too, so I appreciate that.
Yep. Shout out, Vic.
Okay. Let's see, where are we at? Kevin. That's where we are. Kevin says, Sony Bar 9, does the settings need to be set to VR 120 with a Sony 8 Mark III? I think you meant Mark II. And that's okay. So it doesn't have to be. That's if you're actually doing pass-through.
It has single port. It has single HDMI pass-through. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one in, one out.
That's what I had to think.
Okay. Yeah, Bar 8 has one in, one out. Yes.
So it's really not...
Bar 9, sorry.
Yeah, it's not required. It just depends on if you're using consoles that may need it.
Right.
But not required. If
Anything,
you're just... So go ahead.
No. This is why John... See, Joe's like, mic test, can you guys talk at the same time? We're like, we never talk at the same time. That just happened.
That did just happen.
If anything that you would have normally connected to directly to the TV that would have required VRR or 4K 120 support, if you connect that device to your Bar 9, then yes, you want to make sure that the HDMI 3 that you have connected to your Bar 9 is set for that.
Yeah, but if you're just strictly running it off of the eARC of the TV, then you don't need to.
Correct.
Cool. Let's see. What else is next? What's next? Pete says, it is my understanding when broadcasters started broadcasting ATSC 3.0, the sound will be Dolby Atmos. I'd like to know when my Dolby Digital receivers still work or will I need to upgrade? So ATSC 3.0 is capable of so many things.
Yes.
The challenge is, are they broadcasting it with that? I don't know of any that are doing that yet. As far as will you need to upgrade, you'll need to find out if your receiver is ATSC 3.0 compatible. If it is, then you would be able to receive that signal if it's being broadcast, which I don't think they're really there yet. But the technology capability of what it can do, it could support it. But that's kind of the trick of what ATSC 3.0, I'll say trick of it, but like the caveat is they need to actually send that signal out.
My hope, and we can confirm, we haven't spent a lot of time talking
not too much on
with ATSC 3.0, but my thought is that I don't imagine a world where there'd be content broadcast that would only send out a Dolby Atmos audio signal.
Right.
Usually you would get usually it's like you have your foundation level, like Dolby Digital 5.1, all the way up, right? Dolby Digital HD, if that's still a thing, I can't remember. But in Atmos would be like your ultimate. But if you have something less than that, it would still decode it perfectly and you'd be able to play it.
Yeah.
You won't get like silent film.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Now I'm kind of going way beyond like the Sony side of things, but it would be interesting to kind of know, because typically it's usually your audio device that would determine, because a signal would come in as this best of the best.
Right.
And then that device would be like, well, I can only do this. I can only do 5.1. So that's what I'll decode it into rather than something else.
I wonder if the TV does that in eARC, because there's a handshake, right? Because there's the eat it handshake between them is to identify capabilities, audio and video. So maybe it's built in.
Yeah, I'm not sure. To find out on that.
We will study.
We will study. Yes, absolutely. Okay, where are we at here? Okay, Khaled B.
Yes.
Need advice, please. Recently purchased the AZ7000 ES receiver a few days ago. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, shout out.
I noticed the front plate does not attach to the receiver.
It's magnetic.
It should be magnetic.
Should be magnetic.
Next comment.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. Upon further investigation, I found out the front cover and the receiver's front have similar magnetic polarity, and they're repelling each other. That is crazy. Okay. That's probably just a weird, like, flip of the magnet or something like that. I would definitely contact support.
Yeah.
100% contact support. Or if you bought it in a retail place, sometimes you can just bring it back, especially if you just got it like a couple days ago. So that might actually be faster.
Yeah.
I
had the
manufacturing
7000
thing where a magnet was probably put in there backwards or something.
Yeah, I had a 7000, as we've talked about, for a brief amount of time.
Yeah.
And I was like really impressed with how strong the connection was. I mean, we've always had the magnetic front plate, but going from my SD5000, wow, that's a soundbar. Going from my 5000 ES to the AZ7000, I was like, man, this is pretty solid. So anyway, definitely check that out.
I just like picture in my head how frustrating that would be to be like, what the heck? Like, why was this? Why won't this stay on there?
Yeah, for sure.
That's funny.
For sure.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing. But please reach out to support or the retail place. But let us know what happens. I'm very curious to know. That's crazy. All right, let's see.
Helpful community talking to each other.
Yeah, I love that you guys are sharing that a lot too.
It's awesome. That's what this is about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, Miguel, big fan. Finally found time to sit and watch live.
All
Missed
right.
the first part. Glad I'm catching.
Yeah, haven't seen you here in a while, so good to have you back.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
I know it's tough to find the time sometime. We get that. Let's go back to Chris has a question about Mocopi and Clip Studio. Now we're gonna try to answer. We can. Let's see. I use CSP and I was wondering what benefits there are with using Mocopi with CSP and how it works. Ooh, Clip Studio Paint. So this is something we will.
I was trying to see if Karina was.
If you could do me a favor.
Email.
Please send us an email on that. I do have some contacts. We don't have a lot of direct work with Mocopi. Like, we don't have that personal experience. So I would like to get you the information. So please send us an email. Any specifics. I do know some of the people on that team, and I can get a hold of them as well. Try to get you some answers. But I appreciate you being here. Again, good to have you back, Chris.
Okay.
Let's see. Sir Holmes, why Sony doesn't build what we want? Ooh, 2-channel integrated amplifier streamer with screen that I can plug into my A95L. That sounds like a very specific thing that you're looking for, like a mini 2-channel amp that's also a streaming box. Is that? I'm not totally sure exactly what you're looking for, but maybe you could elaborate on that.
Like a 190 with built-in apps?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because we do the 190 receiver.
Right.
Let's put that out there. So we do have 2-channel receivers.
But it's the
streaming bill is built into the TV.
With the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Let us know. I'm not really sure. And you can also send us an email as well if you would like.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Any news on the PlayStation 6?
No.
Oh, you said the magic word. Sorry.
There we are.
Yeah. Hey, we don't ignore comments.
Except
for that next one.
Nothing. And actually, that's we're just to put this out there. We love to hear all comments, and I do know there's some great people on the PlayStation team, but we actually don't work on that side of the business. But we'll still do our best to answer your questions if we can. Let's see.
Abel said, "Hey, I changed my BRAVIA 5 98-inch to an 85 BRAVIA 9."
Oh, you did. That's right. That was on the Extra Sauce a couple days ago. Congratulations!
Yeah, shout out.
I'm glad. I figured they would get you taken care of, so I'm glad you reached out about that. That's awesome.
I want to, but tell us more about your experience so far, if you can. Let us know how that's going.
Yeah, and if you've noticed some differences, I assume you probably have. Yeah, so
maybe,
that's awesome.
Maybe a little bit.
Beautiful.
So, yep.
Let's see. Kevin says, are there any future updates coming out for the Sony BRAVIA 8 Mark II to improve the performance for game settings for the PlayStation 5 Pro and overall picture performance and watching streaming? That's a lot in there. And do you want to add something?
Of course.
Of course what?
Yeah, I can say something.
Okay, go ahead. Feel free.
We're always, like we've talked about this before on the show, our engineers are always looking for ways to improve the products, again, after they're already in your home, whatever room they're in. Whether or not they're specific to these asks for gaming features and things like that, not sure. Traditionally, when we do roll out an update, what I will tell you is the top line is normally picture quality improvements. Is usually like the first thing. So you can rest assured that any update that happens on our TVs, which we are probably an industry leader in post-purchase firmware updates and the improvements of our TVs, you can expect that. I don't know. We don't know what the engineers are working on right now. We don't know a rollout timetable. We don't know anything in that regard, but we do know that there will always be some form of support. As long as the hardware can support it, we will keep building on top of it.
I love it. And I want to segue, but before I do that,
before you do
and Brandon, that kind of answers your question. We don't have any specific things on that, but like Larry mentioned, there are going to be future updates to improve the picture quality, and this is something that we got some feedback on our last episode that has been shared with the engineering team. So we'll kind of see where that goes from this point. I'm gonna set this first and then do a segue. Oh, that's kind of a bad move because a segue, I'll be going to something else and then going back. It's a terrible idea. Anyway, Michael Beckerman says, are there any new guest appearances lined up for future episodes yet?
I was hoping you asked.
We were talking about this earlier, but before we say anything at this point, who would you like to see?
Yes.
So let us know. And you may not know who people are. Be like, somebody that's really good at this, somebody who is a support in that, whatever. Let us know what you're thinking. And I'm going to roll back to, we were just talking about firmware updates. Larry, I know you're excited about a certain update that just came out on a specific TV.
I am. BRAVIA 3.
Yes.
Got another update.
What do you mean another update?
Thank you. In February, the BRAVIA 3 got this really cool. So if you don't know, first of all, okay, if you haven't hung out with us that long, in February, the BRAVIA 3 received an update. Some of you may or may not know, the BRAVIA 3 is a direct LED panel. Means it doesn't have local dimming, but it does have a full array of LEDs in the back, which is, for that price point, a really good feature. But in February, it received an update that allowed it to do, the processor would sort of analyze the picture in small pockets or I'm hesitant to say zones, right? But it would, instead of processing the whole picture, it would break it down and do detailed processing. Look at that, frame optimization. It was, my man, it was able to deliver that. Going from where it was in 2024 to where it is in 2025. That plays right into, and I thank you for that segue, Derek. Now I get where you were going. That plays into the after the purchase continuation. This is a year later, and this TV is got that firmware. Now, breaking news, or
is it breaking news?
It's not breaking news. But
did you know sounds good.
Did you know? Okay.
Yeah, that works.
There was it's been so long since I've done that. There was a firmware update that happened on the BRAVIA 3, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago. And at that level, we talk about support for audio, being able to pass audio, being able to support all the codecs, right? And we just had that conversation about Dolby Atmos. The BRAVIA 3 now supports DTSX. Why is that a big deal? DTSX is starting in the streaming space to gain a little bit more traction, okay? Specifically, I'm gonna get in trouble. Specifically on like the Disney Plus app. With some of the movies that are on there, you can get IMAX enhanced sound by DTSX, which is a great spatial audio experience, right? And some of the movies that are available are amazing. But again, at that price point, to be able to get that level or that type of an audio experience is key for us. You shouldn't, at every price point, you should try to be able to get what you can to be able to have that premium experience. That is our goal, okay? And being able to bring that to the BRAVIA 3 now 18 months or so after it came out, it's kind of a big deal. And it just is just another, I think, another sort of indication of how we're trying to continue to support these products. So
I like it.
Thank you for teaming me up for that.
Yeah, I was talking updates. I was like, oh man, you were all excited for that.
I was. It is.
Yeah, it is an update.
Do I do a sound effect on that one? I have no idea.
You do it like randomly all the time. So whenever you feel like it, I guess.
All right.
So to just kind of quickly hit on some of these names that I've been seeing in here, and we'll kind of go back to some of the questions here as well. We got D Nice actually was also seconded as well. Calibrator. I've not met. That would be pretty cool, actually. Classy Tech as well. And even, where's he? Robert from Value Electronics. And then somebody did mention, like, this is more of a salesperson. But here's the cool thing about salespeople, having formerly have been one myself.
Okay.
We have a great vision to what people are looking for.
Right.
The more the general concepts, because a lot of times when people are so into the tech and they're like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? But then when you get more of a wider, broader view,
right,
like that's more the small percentage, a very important percentage that matters 100%. But then there's like this group of people that don't even understand half the things that we talk about sometimes, which is kind of why we're here, sort of, help out with that. But sometimes that perspective is great to people who are directly interacting with tons of customers to really understand what do they really want, the average customer,
right?
Because everybody here is above average.
Nice. Well done. That was
Thank you all for being here.
Clip that.
No, so but yeah, all those are really good ideas too. But nobody mentioned anybody within Sony.
But I like that though.
But it is good stuff. Yeah, I would like to get some outside perspective too. But we do have some other people we want to try to get.
said TV engineer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Yeah, TV
Once we
engineer
ever get to-
technically would be
They
a
probably
Sony employee.
hate that they can't say much.
Yeah, that would be really cool too. And I know there's a lot of things. That okay.
Or a TV engineer would say too much. Because
Heard it here
engineers,
first.
engineers don't live in the world
That's
of
true.
careful to what to say or
That's
whatever.
true.
Like, but
Well, that could be fun.
yeah. If I can tell you what I would like to do, if I can give you my personal guess that I'd like to see on the show, I would like for us to see if there's a way we can have someone on from Google. I think that'd be cool.
Yes.
Okay. Some of the partners that we have, I would love that. I would love also to have some of our people in our personal audio department, whether it's wireless speakers,
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
or headphones, cameras, because
Imaging, yes.
we know this guy is an expert. To have someone,
Not at all.
Derek's reaction.
Not at all.
I know enough to be dangerous.
That's true. I'll give you that.
I shoot my own videos now. So anyway, I just have to save settings. But I would love to have somebody from imaging to come talk about microphones like the ECM M1. Would love to be able to do that. We haven't talked about it, but recently-ish, because I was out for a while, the FX2.
Yep.
Right? Which I really want an FX2.
That's true. You keep talking about it, you won't stop.
So I think it'd be cool to have some people to talk about some of those products as well. The future of the categories. So yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so let's catch up on a couple of things here. Let's see. I think correct me if I'm wrong. Did I mention to Brandon?
No.
No? Okay.
I did not hear you talk to Brandon.
I feel like I did, but maybe I'm just thinking I apologize, Brandon, but it's something we shared with the engineers regarding your question about the BRAVIA 8 Mark II. So we will see with future updates what that
I
brings.
think that was before your segue.
That's what I thought. I wasn't, man, my brain, it's old. Pete says, I would like to see a demonstration of the BRAVIA Cam to do that in a future episode.
What would you like to see?
Yeah, let us know what you'd
On
like to
BRAVIA
see with
Cam.
it, because we could probably figure out a way to do
We
that.
could definitely do that.
Yeah, let us know.
I'd love to do a demonstration on Ambient Optimization Pro, the part that BRAVIA Cam plays in auto adjusting both audio and video based upon room positioning or people in the room. It puts these really cool little green dots and it analyzes and adjusts everything in real time based upon the group of people in the room. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Fritz Lang, because this was from Thursday. So Fritz, he said he showed up late, right?
Yep.
Hey guys, came late. Any update on lifted blacks and Dolby Vision, specifically within the aspect ratio bars?
Yep.
So,
That was also one that was shared with the. Switch over to that one. Stop it, John.
We gotta do it.
Yes, we got to do it. Man, it throws me off because it's in my peripherals right there. So all of that info has been shared, and I do have this big sheet of stuff that's shared with the group so they can put in answers as they get them. It is shared with the engineers, but we don't have anything definitive at this time, but something that they are looking into for sure. So hopefully we'll have something in the near future. Check back with us, though. I appreciate you following up. Let's see.
Beckerman,
yes.
Beckerman has some great guest recommendations.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Another idea, could you guys add into the stream a guest or an actual Sony TV design engineer in Japan? We may have to adjust the
timing
time of the
would that
show
be?
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may be Sony during hours support.
Yeah.
No, or John probably knows the time. But John, there's a request, John, for you also to be on camera. Listen, for the record, we've asked, John to have a little like camera up there where you can kind of see his
he
absolute
just has to be
production
a
mess.
little tiny. Here, you know what? A little tiny square, like right here in the
In
middle.
the middle?
Just that big.
I have a face for radio.
He says he has a face for radio. I don't know if look. It's hard enough to get John to have a mic. Okay?
That's true.
Camera,
Yeah, clearly.
a camera may be, but we'll keep working on it. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll just hide a camera and he won't know.
Michael Beckerman also was talking about Google TV version 14 with the BRAVIA 2 Mark II slated to get that. Any news on this front? So we don't have anything official.
Yeah.
The challenge is it's because it's both Sony and Google. we don't have any information that we can share at this point because both have to come to this. Here's exactly what's happening. But I have seen some of this stuff in the media as far as like some of the rumored, or I haven't even seen anything official. They're rumored as to what models are going to do it, but we don't have anything that we can share official from our side that we can speak to at this time. But definitely trying to find out.
Yeah, another thing we have to be careful with. I've seen some of the ones, and I've seen some proof, alleged. I have to say alleged proof, right, of screenshots. But some of those TV models and model numbers are in different regions, right? So they're not North American models. So you mentioned BRAVIA 2 Mark II. I think I saw somewhere I read a BRAVIA 2, which we know the North American market didn't receive BRAVIA 2.
Correct.
So so we'll continue to see. Look, once we get definitive, what we don't want to do is give you half-baked or semi-true information.
Right.
Typically, as we're going through the process of gathering the info for you all, we want to make sure that the people that are sharing it with us are confident that it is what it is. And then if there is anything to share, we'll share it at that time.
Absolutely. Because that's definitely something that we know has been a pretty common question throughout the time of us doing this show of when are we getting updates to this and that. So, so we'll see.
I love it because what you all don't know is like right before, like a day or so before we do go live, it's like, do you have anything for us to share that hasn't been announced yet? Like that is like that's our goal, and sometimes we get that information. It hasn't been a lot recently, but if you go back to some of the A95 updates that everyone was waiting on, we were getting that information before anyone, and that was pretty cool to be able to give those. That
we'll work to keep doing that as well.
Absolutely.
AIBO made a quick comment here too about the BRAVIA 9. It's brighter and better, but the BRAVIA 5 is not bad.
It's not.
I agree with that. So
98-inch BRAVIA 5 that's still my want. I want that TV. I want to be put in this position where I'm like, do I like projector, big TV? I want both. I told you I want both.
Yeah.
I want both. I want the TV, and then I want to punch in John. Screen to go over the TV. That's what I want. So if my wife is watching, if you can make that happen, that'd be cool. All right. Sorry.
Let's see. So Sir Holmes also asked, you worked with Google to put Android on your TVs. Any possibility to add Apple TV OS? I mean, Apple is a whole different thing. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? We do support Apple TV app, and of course,
but also Apple. I don't want to speak on behalf of that company. I don't. But Apple, they're from an OS standpoint. That's like the most proprietary
OS.
thing. Yeah, OS. That's their most proprietary thing they have.
That's true.
They're not letting that go anywhere.
That's true.
Ever.
I wouldn't count on it. Yeah, I wouldn't count on it.
AirPlay your iPad or your iPhone, and then boom, there you go. It's on your TV.
This is true.
Yeah, using AirPlay and seeing it on your screen. So it's sort of, kind of tricks it into that way, I guess.
It is. Yeah, there we go.
That is another way to do it. I love it. What'd you see? What you got?
Kevin. Kevin says, you want to read it?
I can read it. Sure. I will tee it up for you there because clearly you want to talk about it. Should I turn on the, Kevin says, should I turn on the Ambient Optimization Pro on my Sony BRAVIA 8 Mark II?
If you want to. No, just kidding. No, it depends. I think because anytime you get into a conversation about picture quality and settings, it will always be subjective.
Right.
Here's what I like to do. I think you have three. So you have in Ambient Optimization Pro, you have three settings. You have auto luminance level, auto tone curve, auto white balance. If I recall correctly,
those should be on.
I think I'm right.
Some of the other models, just to say this, your model may not have all three because it does depend on what model and if it has the tone curve and the white balance.
For me, I turn Ambient Optimization Pro on. On our OLED TVs, I turn auto luminance off within the sub menu for me because I want it to be as bright as possible at all times for the OLED. Based upon my picture settings. I don't want a variation of brightness depending on the time of day. This is my personal preference. So on my TV, cinema at 35. If I have brightness at 35 in cinema picture mode, I want it to always be there. And if I feel like I need to change, I want to manually change, not automatic. So I turn auto luminance level off. However, I do leave auto tone curve and auto white balance on. For me, that's my preference. Most calibrators will go into a room in a space and they take into account sort of the room. Good calibrators do a daytime and a nighttime calibration because things change. So that's just my recommendation. But test it, play around with it.
Yeah.
And you can always click reset anytime if something changes.
I would agree with that because I similarly do the same thing on mine, where I do have, I mean, generally the basement, it's pretty dark almost all the time, but during the day it's very, very daylight. But then my nighttime watching is very, very warm. Even though it's biased, it's very, very warm. So it can change sort of the look of things because of that. So that's kind of the purpose of that. I don't need to change the brightness. So works good that way.
Yep, very good. Michael Beckerman, that comment's kind of funny.
Yeah, add a little light to the back of the remote. Well, you know what? That's what we got.
So I'm not the only one because I literally
I do that all the time. It is so my flashlight. I think that doing that on there would probably cause like battery concerns
because that would be the
that'd be the problem. They'd be like, "Why did it die so soon?" Like, well, stop making a mess.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Will Tech is talking about
SD.
SD is back. Welcome back.
What's up, SD? Are you ever going to fix voice zoom when using prioritized pass-through?
I don't believe I've heard that from you
I'm not familiar
yet,
with
actually.
that one.
I'm not familiar with that issue. Could you please send me some more information so that I can look into it and share that? Especially if you have like specific models, I would like to find out more about that. Fix voice zoom when using prioritized pass-through.
That's it. I feel like...
Oh, hang on.
I feel like it should be familiar, but...
This did come up, and maybe SD, maybe this was one of the communications we had a while ago. If that was... Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, SD, if this is how I'm understanding. Okay.
Listening.
Putting the pieces together in my head slowly.
Take your time.
I'm old.
We've got all night.
We don't. Okay. Pass-through is the key word.
Yes.
It's TV-led processing of Voice Zoom 3.
Gotcha.
So the way that Voice Zoom 3 works is it's actually the TV is leading the processing of that audio signal. So if you pass through, you are basically telling the signal telling the TV, do not process this. So it doesn't activate the Voice Zoom 3, right? Which is why, in the case of why it's only available on select Sony products, because they're kind of doing the rest of it, because they understand what that signal is doing. But it comes from... because it's actually being processed by the TV. So if you tell the TV not to process it, it will not activate.
He added, ST added on here, voice zoom does not work unless you set digital audio output to auto.
It's auto. Because I'm trying to think what the settings are. Is it auto?
Ooh, that's dangerous. But I don't have an audio.
We don't have anything connected.
I don't have anything
I'll have to look into that.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe that's the case, and I don't know if that's something that will be necessarily fixed because it's actually happening in the TV. So if you're bypassing it, I'll still share that and see if I can get some more information for you, though. So
when we're done, we'll connect. We have.
I'm gonna snip this.
BRAVIA 8 Mark II connected to a bar 9. It looks like. We'll take a look at it. We'll see.
I'm putting it in our notes so that way we.
Oh, yeah.
I don't forget.
That's official if you put it in the notes.
Boom.
There it is.
Yeah, this snipping thing is so much easier than typing out the notes. Man, I'm going to do that all the time. Gosh, that's so much easier.
Okay.
All right.
That's good. Okay. More to talk about. So
we didn't talk about the TV we alluded to earlier.
No, we need to talk about that.
I know it was brought up by Mr. Clown Pockets brought it up,
Yes.
trying to get us to segue over.
Yeah, we waited a long time. But it's just
There's
kind
a lot
like,
of good stuff.
It's kind of like putting the good stuff in the back of the grocery store, make you walk through all the aisles to get to it. And here we are.
They always do that.
So, Derek, tell us about this unexpected Sony OLED that was dropped in the US
Yes.
only so far.
Hold on, that's a release radar, right?
Yeah.
Release radar, yes. The BRAVIA XR8B.
Yes.
I know we talked a little bit about it on Extra Sauce, so talk a little bit about it now here because we do have a little bit of a different audience. Recently came out. Great deal right now, I must say, if you are in the market for a TV.
Are you sure the price went live today? Or are you
I
getting any break rules?
it's a great deal right now. That's
We're
all I'm
not
going to
supposed
say.
to talk about price on this show.
That's why I'm
dangerous.
not saying what price it is.
I bet you won't.
You're right.
You can get a 55-inch BRAVIA XR8B for $1099 in the US. I think you can get the 65-inch BRAVIA XR8B for $1399 in the US. Check this out. 77-inch XR, John's clicking to confirm these prices. All right, that's what's been I can hear his keyboard. 77-inch BRAVIA XR8B, $2099. I see. Boom, there it is. Oh yeah, but click on the one that says, there it is. Look at that. $1099, 55-inch. Can you click on 65? Can we do that? You're doing it.
He did.
$13.99. There it is. And 77. That's okay. $20.99.
There you go.
This just happened this morning. Like, this is hot off the press. If you are watching this, these prices are for a limited time only. Today's date is August 18th. Prices are subject to change at any time without, I forgot the legal term, without notification. I said, I verbally,
I think that works.
Yeah, I verbally did the legal disclaimer.
I think that works. Yeah. But this is always the next question, though, Larry. What is the difference on that? I know you're seeing what that last comment is from Miguel, and I love it.
Yeah.
And yes, he absolutely is showing his age that way.
As if all this isn't showing enough in this.
That's true.
Sorry.
Part of life, man. Happens.
It does. Life happens.
So what are some of the big differences between this and, say, the BRAVIA 8? Because that has been a common question.
It has. I think it's easier to talk about what they have in common.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Look, listen, between those two TVs, you should not expect any significant difference in picture performance. Like, man, you would have to be a highly trained individual. I'm just saying they are very, very similar. Mm-hmm. Chassis, exterior, build. There are some small little adjustments to them. I think one of the big differences is Sony Picture Score, right?
Yes.
Am I able to say that?
Yeah, it is. Okay. It's a difference.
It is a difference.
It's on there. Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay. The difference is, as many of you all know, have recently purchased a Sony TV. Sony Picture Score, which is our Sony app, comes with included credits that allow you to take advantage of movies. You can redeem them, and you can use features like Pure Stream to really showcase how great the TVs are. Mm-hmm. The BRAVIA 8 has included credits. However, the BRAVIA XR8B does not have the included credits. Right. Of course, you can still download the app, and you can sign up and utilize it if you want to, but they are not included with the TV. So that's one of the differences. But again, that has nothing to do with picture quality.
Correct. So, yeah. But ultimately, like Larry said, it's if you're out shopping, because you probably will not see one of these on display.
Right.
But if you're looking at the BRAVIA 8, that's what you can expect getting home. But the deal is really where it's at. So let people know, if you know somebody who's looking for a great deal on TV, that is definitely a great option.
For sure. STE.
STE. Welcome back.
What's
it has
up?
been too long.
Good to see you. Yeah.
To answer your question, John, you got that B-roll ready?
Yep.
Tune in tomorrow. Then you'll find out.
Nice.
Feel free to make some guesses based on
I see some things.
some stuff in there in that picture.
I have to tell you, that is, in the world of, I'm proud of us. In the world of teaser images or whatever, this is pretty transparent by our standards.
Yeah.
This is shout out to that team.
I like it.
I love it. Blue Sky Unlimited. I would love unlimited blue skies.
That'd be great.
That's a whole nother conversation. I love my STR AN1000 receiver. Came from another brand many years ago.
That's awesome.
That is absolutely awesome to hear. If you don't mind, I'm just curious, what are some of the things that you've experienced that you love about the AN1000 that make you feel that way about it? I'd love when people, it's always easy to put comments that are concerning or issues, but when people actually take the time to type in like positive sort of things about product, it must really be something good. So I'm really curious to hear what's working for you.
Yeah. I got to call back to Mozart's Ghost. Had a question that we missed. I apologize.
All right.
I will take that one. Is it okay to use the A90J remote on the A95L or BRAVIA 8 Mark II? Do they still get the signal to do the panel housekeeping stuff? As far as if you're talking about getting into the settings, do that? Yes. You should be able to just pair it up. That's my understanding. You might even get
Which
some
models
basic
were they? Yeah.
A90J to the A95L and BRAVIA 8 Mark II.
Jay's fine.
They should work.
Jay's fine. Jay has Bluetooth capability?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, you just need to pair them together.
Oh, yeah.
You should be
Jay
all
is like
good.
almost like this one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Cool.
I saw something else.
What'd you get? Big Phil's with us,
Big
too.
Phil.
Hey, Big Phil.
Yep.
Shout out to you as well.
Would it be possible?
Well, read it out loud.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Would it be possible via firmware update to adjust the backlight setting on the remote? My remote chews through batteries, maybe less sensitive to movement or not come on during daylight hours.
Okay. I was just thinking, I'm like, there is a way to turn the backlight off, and I cannot remember what it is. There's a button sequence to do it, but to his point of trying to make it adaptable to be less sensitive, I think that's kind of a cool idea. So we'll definitely share that for sure. I like that. SD senior comment: new bug alert, latest firmware, switching external audio system, TV speakers. Can you please send me an email of as much information that you have, especially specifically what models, and if possible, is it like the most recent firmware on that, and what region as well? If you could do that, that would be great, because I would definitely love to have that passed on. Take a look at that.
Big Phil, you can try this. Hold the volume minus button down at the same time as the home button simultaneously for 2 seconds. The mic LED that's on there will flash red twice. That lets you know that it has disabled it. To re-enable it, you do the exact same sequence. Red light will flash again and your backlight will be activated. No, that's not the fix that you're looking for, but at least it is another option for you to be able to do that doesn't take a ton of steps to do.
Can you repeat the steps though?
Yes. Volume minus volume and home button same time, 2 seconds. Disables it. To re-enable it, volume minus home button simultaneously, 2 seconds. The microphone LED light, this thing kind of right here in the middle, you guys probably didn't see it, will flash red twice.
Nice. There you go.
Let us know.
Check it out.
There it is.
Let's see. Michael Beckerman, could Sony add a loopback tester feature, or add loopback tester features into the HDMI ports on the TVs or receivers to test an HDMI cable and see what speeds it can handle? Be great for identifying unlabeled HDMI cables. Interesting. I don't know.
That's
Maybe
come up before. I think Michael asked that before. I can't remember. I took that back and I can't remember what the.
We will share. We will study.
Yep.
We will study.
Yes.
Let's see.
I'm going to say John A has a question.
John A. Has the EOTF tracking been fixed in BRAVIA 8? If not, are the engineers looking into it? I don't know if that came up. The EOTF did not come up last week. I will add that to the list. I believe it has been shared. If you don't mind, could you send us an email of as much information, especially if you have personally seen issues with it? What content, what model, what region, and firmware, if you can, as much information as possible so they can try to look at exactly what's happening. That would be great if you guys could do that.
Yep.
The more information we have, the more we will share, and the better they can try to recreate and revisit these issues to see what needs to happen next.
Sir Holmes, thank you for putting that. Regarding apps, instead of us organizing them, can AI organize them to most recent or most likely to use next? I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to clip that. I'll snip that one and put that in there because we've been spending some time, or we're beginning to spend some time with future development and giving feedback on some things that consumers would like to see. And the way we're going, I really like that idea. Like,
I mean, it's
YouTube does something like that.
well, even like on the input menu, there is an option to have recent apps.
Recent, yeah.
That does have, but it only has 3.
Yeah.
But that could be something that if you don't have that turned on, because you can turn that function off, go into the input, go to edit, and add the recent apps option. It will show the most recent 3.
Yep.
So to start, kind of in the right direction.
It's kind of cool because I get it, and I may be of a small group that this resonates with, but I know on YouTube, like when I get ready to go to sleep, my recommended tab has the type of music my daughter typically goes to sleep to, classical. Then when we wake up in the morning, the recommended tab now has like a bunch of lo-fi options, which is what we wake up to. So it is understanding time of day and viewing habits, and it's starting to recommend based on that. So I get it, right? Like I get it. Maybe that'd be very interesting. And that plays into profiles, right? Because if you're using your profile and it's a certain time of day, it knows the content that you're watching, right? Or if it's, loved one, spouse, child, or someone, or yeah, cool. Okay. Dan.
Shout out to Dan.
What's
We have not heard from you in a while. Hope everything is going well, and hopefully we'll see you on here again in the near future. That'd be great.
You're gonna flex, Larry.
No.
Yeah, Larry hasn't flexed, Joey. What's up with that?
I've aged
Well,
myself.
last time Dan commented, you flexed.
What happened?
Last time Dan commented.
Oh, yeah, no. I don't want to do that anymore. Let's see. Game enthusiast. I said 5-ish feet away from my A95L. Shout out to your A95L. I'm thinking about sizing up to the 65-inch BRAVIA 8 Mark II. Thoughts? I want immersion.
98-inch.
I mean, wow, yeah. John, those who probably can't hear, this is where you need a mic, John. John said, "Oh, go to the 98 inch because that's immersion." But obviously, have it in that. But
I had that 85-inch 8 feet away from that. Even that was too much for me. Shockingly,
I could see why.
For me,
to answer the question though, I mean, what size the A95L do you have now? We're going up to the 65.
So I'm going to guess 55.
Would assume that too. Yeah, that makes sense. So I mean, yeah, at that distance, you could definitely go to a 65 and you would feel more immersed.
Yeah.
Personal preference to that, but like especially when it comes to gaming, if you are one of those gamers that's like, I need to look in the middle and I can peripherally see everything because I'm young and magical about my gaming. That's not me anymore. I'm too old. But you have the game features where you can actually shrink down screen size. So if you are one of those people that if you like gaming on the smaller size because you can kind of see everything more easily, even if you went up to the BRAVIA 8 Mark II, you get that more immersive look on anything that you want to watch in the full screen. But if you want that smaller screen size, you could actually shrink it down with the screen size settings in the game mode, so in the game menu.
Yep. Ronan says, any word on new BRAVIA Connect app that could control all Sony products, new and old? When you say all Sony products, do you mean like all categories? Like,
it's a lot of stuff.
Wow. Or are you thinking just home theater related products? Because that may be a fair ask. I feel like we brought that up. I don't know if we've heard if that's under consideration, development, or if there's anything that's just going to make it impossible to do from a hardware standpoint.
Yeah, I would expect there's going to be a limit going back
at some point
where the hardware just is not functionally able to do that. But
Yep.
I think it would be great to kind of see that start to be more cohesive.
Yeah.
But we don't know of any sort of official plan on that. So we will see. We will see.
Look at it, Michael. Michael always is good.
I was just read that one. So can a Sony TV give us any details at present about data stream that is coming in over one of its streaming apps?
Basically Stats for Nerds, right?
Stats for Nerds, which is on YouTube. So Stats for Nerds does exist.
But
that's really the only one that really gives you a lot of that information. Trying to think of some apps and some channels. You can hit the menu button, which is normally the game menu if you're in game mode, but if you're not, it pulls up a secondary menu, and sometimes you can see some of the information on there.
I remember. Yeah, you showed me I actually didn't know that.
That would, but it kind of depends. And honestly, I don't know if this is sort of Sony led or if it's app led. Typically, it's app led. All this stuff, the limitations of what we see is typically kind of limited by the app.
So those developers would have to.
Right, where the developers actually limit what we can actually show.
Yep.
So oftentimes that information doesn't exist, but something we can share, because I think that is something that does come up quite often. People are like, I just want to know that I'm getting what I'm supposed to get.
Right.
Totally get that.
Blue Sky Unlimited, the SA-RS5 wireless surround works great with the AN1000. Yes. The AN1000, that was our first receiver that announced wireless rear and wireless sub capability. Yeah, that was a win.
That was
I remember how excited I was about that. Yeah. So good thing. I'm glad that that's happening. Got you, Ronan, on current home theater products. Yeah, let's see, because I'm trying to think how it
most recent was
8, 9
CS
quad. No, I'm BRAVIA Theater. I'm sorry, I'm looking at current home theater products. Looking at I think
it's home
that's
theater
going
products.
back to BRAVIA Connect App.
Oh, we're kind of putting it together.
Yeah, going back.
Got it.
Sorry. Got it. Yeah, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's 8, 9 quad, AN1000, shocking, and S2000.
Yeah, I think that was the first.
That was the first. It was called Home something Connect.
Yeah, that's right. It had a
Home Entertainment Connect.
Yes.
So yes. Called it first.
Oh man, I remember that.
Let me find out. Let me find out. Because I get why the question is there. It's like the S2000 had it, and then you had the HTA series that came out after, and boom, and you have BRAVIA 8, BRAVIA 9 quad. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll look into that. Audio engineer guest in the future.
I would love to see that too.
You know who could on the pro audio side, microphone side? I am so embarrassed to have forgotten his name right now. That guy.
Well, don't say the full name right now too.
That's true. But like, he's our point of contact for pro mic, pro headphones, MDR, MV1s.
That'd be interesting.
1Rs. Like, he's like, yeah. Let's see. From that, just an audio engineer,
sure,
right? Theater wise, then that could be different. So, yeah, nice. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. What?
I was thinking John.
For what are you thanking John for? Yeah, they don't know what John did.
He did everything. No, John quickly grabbed the list of all the compatible products for the BRAVIA Connect app. So BRAVIA Theater Bar 6 current, Theater Bar 8, Bar 9, Quad, System 6, AX7, S2000. As far as TVs, A95L, 2 Mark II, 5, 7, 8, 8 Mark II, and 9. All those are BRAVIA models. 2 Mark II is a shocker. I don't know why. I didn't know that. I literally have spent 0 time with that TV.
I don't know what to tell you.
Blaming you.
Sorry for that. All right, so we can actually start wrapping up.
I was waiting for it.
I was waiting. So that way, if you guys have any questions, please let us know. If you are watching this post the live, you can always send a comment into the post live comment section. Yeah, that was well said. And you can also always send us an email as well if you have any questions. We'll do our best to support you in any way that we can.
I don't want to get in trouble. Ronan said it's strange that the ES receivers are not supported in the BRAVIA Connect app. He has an ES5000. I don't want to get in trouble and speculate.
Then don't.
But it's me. but it's me.
You got to test your limits, right?
Yeah. Here's what we will find out. Because the ES line was initially... The priority with the ES line has always been custom integration. So you're looking at control systems. And that is a lot of what the architecture is to support all of the control systems in that CI space for the ES receivers. The AN1000 was more of a consumer base. Not to say that consumers don't have ESs. Clearly you do. I do as well. And I'm definitely not an expert. But The AN1000 was that more simplified version, still giving the Sony audio legacy, but having that kind of control. Yeah. Let's look into it.
Yeah, I know there's just the structure of the ES line is completely different too.
The build is
completely different.
Yes.
And I know a lot of times, and I don't know if this is, I believe this is the case, I could be wrong, but a lot of these audio focused devices, audio is a lot more susceptible to interference from power supplies and things like that. So adding in something that offers wireless connectivity or a Bluetooth connectivity could potentially add some potential interference. And if you're going for a perfectly pure quality audio, that's a risk based on the build and the components and things like that. So I think that's a factor in there too. But I don't know. It's an interesting question that we'll try to find out a little bit more on as well. Michael Beckerman is asking, can the Theater Rear 8s be wall mounted on their own, or would they need a bracket attached to them to do that? They can. They have a keyhole mount on the back, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? I need to double check that. I'm pretty sure they do. You got it? I trust you.
Keyhole mount.
Keyhole mount? Okay. So yeah, so there you could definitely use a variety of things to mount based on how you want to do that.
Yes, sir.
Which is pretty cool.
Good question. Great
question.
Awesome. All right.
Is there anything else that we missed?
I'm sure.
There always is, but
I'm sure.
I think we're good. I think we're in a good place.
Did you call out Blue Sky Unlimited's answer to what he liked about his AN1000?
Yes, the RS5s? The rear?
No, before that.
Oh, hold on. No.
Where's that?
Did I miss that?
Before Dan.
I find the STR AN1000 sound quality equal or better than past receivers for music. Highly compatible with my Sony wireless surround speakers. Yes. Slim profile, looks clean, great price, no negatives. Yeah, I agree. It's a fantastic AVR. Fantastic AVR. It's actually the one that I currently have as well and have no complaints. No complaints at all.
It's the crazy thing. We don't do a ton of promoting the AN1000, but it does very well because it is a great product. And I think the improvements we've made from the 1080, which for its price,
that one lasted years because it was so good.
It was like, why
change it? Right.
And it's so funny because I remember talking to someone in that department. They were saying that the difference in like AVR and in like speakers, it's in order to upgrade. It's not like every year let's upgrade it. There has to be a significant technological reason, feature, function, something in order to come out with the new one. And the introduction of that wireless capability, that's what it was.
That was the one.
100%.
That was the one.
That is it.
Awesome. No, Michael, we will not be at CEDIA this year, unfortunately. And Pete, as far as when our next broadcast is?
No, we have an idea.
We have an idea.
Hold on. I think we should go out on a limb.
Well, you going to try to lock it in?
If we say it live, we have to live by it.
Oh,
what week were we talking about?
That was the
14th.
The week of the 14th is what we're thinking.
Okay, the 14th is a Sunday, so that
because I have to be back the 18th because that's what we talked about. So we have those.
No, so 16th it is. I'm gonna. So first of all, in the U.S., we recognize what time of year it is. We're gonna try not to do Monday live streams because we don't want to stop people from seeing those incredible Sony NFL sideline headsets.
Oh, that's true.
In which Sony is the official headphones of the NFL. So in case you have not noticed, because you can't miss it, right? Sony is revolutionizing the way that coaches can communicate both up to the booth and to their to the players on the field, utilizing our long legacy of Sony technologies. So super excited about that partnership. In spirit of that, we will not do a Monday show.
That's fair.
There you go. Said that with your whole chest too. So
say it with your chest.
Gaston's got a question though.
Okay.
Can I output 5.1 STR DH590 to all 5 channels when I connect it to my piano? If I use any sound effects, they add delay Only direct works in real time, and that out stereo only. Yeah, because there's going to be some processing is going to add that delay, and that's why direct doesn't, because it doesn't add that additional processing, but it just goes into that direct stereo. Is there a way around that without adding latency? I don't want to. There's things that I have in mind, but I don't know 100% if it's a good idea, and I will not recommend something that I am not confident won't cause any issues. I'm genuinely curious myself. If you wouldn't mind, could you send me an email that's pinned in the chat there? Your question, and I will try to find out a good answer because I'm legitimately interested in that as well. So I gotta find out. Let's see.
SD, best question of the night.
SD, man, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like it.
I feel like this is one I would have tried to mess with, right?
You haven't read it yet?
No, I was.
I'm going to let you read it because it's good. Screen. It's good. It's on screen. There you go.
Okay. Oh.
Well played. Well played.
What we will do is we will follow up and see if that's the case. SD, you give us one of them at least every time.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well played. All right. That said, we're going to wrap up. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We appreciate seeing all of the names that we know and love to see here frequently. Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate the comments, the questions. We'll continue to follow up on the feedback and the questions and the challenges that you offer so we can help improve not only for all of you, but also for everybody else as well. So continue to do that. We very much appreciate that. And please join us again next time. Spread the word that this exists. Please engage, that helps us show that we have value so we can continue to do this. So we can say there will be a next show because we are going to fight to do as much as we can.
Yep.
So,
Cool. Thank you all for understanding the questions that we can answer. Those that we can't answer I said that wrong and it's late. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you all. Be well, be good to each other. Take care. Stay healthy. All that good stuff. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
See ya.